I'm James Lynch, and this is my stock report for UFC 330, taking a look at the biggest winners and losers from the event. And biggest stock riser on this card is not the person on the thumbnail. It's Jalen Turner. I thought this was a really good win over Cowie Fernandez, getting it done in the first round, 39 seconds. Slight favorite in this one. I saw a lot of people on the Fernandez side saying the leg kicks were going to be too much, and obviously he looked great in his last fight, but I think Turner put on one of the best performances on this card. Going in, looked really, and he was talking very religiously, and some people thought maybe that was a bad thing, but whatever it is, it's working here for Jalen Turner. 15-9 overall, 16-9 overall, I should say, and I think someone that's going to be someone to keep an eye on in that lightweight division. We forget he's still only 31 years old. Very tall guy for the division. Some people call that weight bullying. I think you guys are crazy for saying that. Weight cutting is part of the sport, but back-to-back wins. Barbosa obviously just retired. Fernandez is a good start. Want to see him get that ranked opponent. Want to see him get back to where he was prior to the Gamrot fight. A couple split decision losses there, if we remember. He was close. He was right there. I think some mental issues were kind of getting in the way, but he looks in a great space right now. I think Turner can be an absolute dark horse in this division if he racks up a few more wins here. So big win there for Jalen Turner. He has now got back-to-back wins. First time he's got back-to-back wins since 2022. So good for him. But really like what I saw from Jalen Turner here. Big rise in the lightweight division with that victory. Okay, second biggest stock riser on this card. And there's going to be people that debate this, but it is the guy in the thumbnail. And it's Islam Makhachev. Now look, Islam, did he slow down in this fight? Yes. Did he take damage in this fight? Yes. Doesn't matter. He beat Ian Gary. Gary's only lost one other time. Islam, edges it out. He gets it done. It's not going to be easy all the time. It's not going to be a dominant win. And he had Gary in some bad positions in the second round. Looked very dominant to start this fight off. We gotta mention that. Yes, Gary had his moments too, as far as landing some, landing more strikes in certain rounds. There's a lot of people in my live chat tonight saying, oh, Gary won, all this stuff. I don't think Gary won. Islam won. Islam had a lot of good control time. He got takedowns. Did a lot of good things in this fight. Listen, we got to remember this is not his typical weight class. He's fighting at 170. So the fact he's able to do this against a guy who's pretty much only ever fought at 170, very impressive in my opinion. So Islam's stock goes up, makes that first successful title defense, right? At 170. So automatically his stock goes up from that. Say what you want. But again, I like what I saw from Islam here tonight. Stock riser in my opinion on this card, getting it done. And, taking care of business against Ian Gary. He did what he was supposed to do. He gets it done. Doesn't do it in a minus 350 capacity, but he does it enough where he gets it done. Good win there for Islam Makhachev. His stock goes up. Okay, next biggest stock riser on this card. Again, there's a couple different ways you can go on this one, and I always encourage you guys, let me know your biggest stock risers and droppers in the comments. A lot of you don't do that. You'll point out one of mine and say, I don't agree with it. Well, come on, help me out here, because there's a lot of different ways you can look at this, and there's no science to this. But a stock riser for me on this card is Dante Johnson. Now, again, did Johnson have a ton of stock going into this? No, but I look at a couple things in this one. Number one, big favorite, and he went there and got a first round finish. He's 9-0. He's undefeated. All those things will help his stock in the division, especially at middleweight, where, it's kind of, obviously you're pretty top heavy in the middleweight division. We got some guys on the way out, right? And you've got guys who've left the division like DeRitter and Delidze and that. You got Jared Cannon, who's probably on the end of the road for him. You got, other guys kind of working their way up, but I think Johnson, this is a step in the right direction. Someone we should get a little bit excited about, I think, just with the way that he's been performing. I thought this was a good win for him. So he is another stock riser, in my opinion, mainly because of the record with him being, like I said, 9-0 now, and he gets a first round finish. Can't ask for much more there in Dante Johnson. Okay, honorable mention, do got to point out Charles Johnson getting the win. Again, I know newcomer, but gets another finish here. Exciting guy. Yeah, he's 35, but it's kind of been win-loss, win-loss. It's like just when you think Charles Johnson's going to go in some big skid, he ends up getting a win here. So I liked what I saw. I think they should rebook the Ocha fight at some point. I thought that was good. And then I'll give another honorable mention here. I mean, there's a couple ones you could look at, but Tresean Gore, I think, has turned things around a little bit. Had a 2-fight losing streak. He's now won 2 in a row. Was a big underdog in the Bekov fight. He was a slight favorite in this one. He gets it done. Like what I saw from Gore. Like the fact that he's kind of moved his whole life over to Arizona to train at the lab. Good win there from Gore. He gets an honorable mention. Okay, let's get to our stock droppers. This was an easier task because there was a lot of stock. This probably out of any time I've done this video, and I've been doing this for a year and a bit, maybe more than a year. Actually, yeah, I think it's 2 years I've been doing the stock report. I've never had so many easy stock droppers on this card. Where do we begin? Because honestly, if there weren't so many stock droppers on this card, it would have been way easier to do, but it was actually tough to pick the stock droppers here. I think the biggest stock dropper on this card is Mansour Abdulmalik. There's other betting favorites that lost. There's even bigger betting favorites that lost. To me, though, minus 700 28 years old. And again, I like Mansour a lot. And I hope he figures it out because I think there is, really good attitude, trains at a great gym. You hope he figures it out at 28, but he got completely outmatched tonight against a guy in Dustin Stolfus. So let's be honest here, has been kind of holding on to his job. And I made the comment, and I guess I got to take it back now, but I was like, look, they keep giving Dustin Stolfus guys they're trying to make look good. This was supposed to be a look good fight. And Stolfus outstrikes him 43-34. Mansour had his moments, and he's exciting. And I saw people say he's going to get cut. He's not getting cut. They like guys like him. It's not working out well in the win column for him, but still, he is exciting to watch. But it's just like there were a lot of expectations. And now, like, you kind of look at the resume overall with Mansour Abdulmalik, it's not looking so good. You lose to Stolfus. Belagori might be a contender for all we know. I mean, this is a guy who has a win over Pereira in kickboxing. He's very good. But like Tricoli, not a great opponent. He gets the win there. Brundage was a no contest, although won that fight. Nick Klein just hasn't fought the best opposition. Like, we know he can beat the guys that he's supposed to beat, and he does so impressively. But Stolfus, I guess, was supposed to be in that category, and he doesn't do it, and he ends up losing there. So to me, Mansour Abdulmalik's the biggest stock dropper for the simple fact that, like, I thought Stolfus was in control of most of this fight, whereas the other guy I'm going to talk about, I think he looked a little bit better despite losing, and that is, and we'll get to, actually, I'll mention him in a sec. But my second biggest stock dropper on this card is going to be Jillian Robertson. This fight was not competitive whatsoever with Jillian Robertson and Mackenzie Dern. Like, from the opening bell, like, I think there was a few times where Robertson was on top, but look at this, 65-49 in significant strikes, 4 takedowns for Dern. Dern just looked so much better in the spot, and it looked like levels. Like, it looked like Robertson's like in a B tier, Dern's in an A tier. Now, saying that, obviously we know that Weili Zhang, if she comes back, she would beat Dern. No questions asked. The one fighter people are forgetting about too is Tatiana Suarez. People are talking about Fatima Klein. Like, what's the rush? Let's build her up a little bit more. She's 26. Let's do Suarez next if Weili's not coming back. And then after that, we can do Fatima Klein. But I think just one win over Tabitha Ricci doesn't mean a title shot, in my opinion. So we'll have to see how that looks. But yeah, look at this. Body shots, 14 body shots, 11 leg kicks. Dern looked good. Dern, did the damage in this fight. And I'll mention Dern a little bit later, which might surprise a little bit of you. But yeah, it's just like Robertson just was not in this fight, and it wasn't a very entertaining fight. And a lot of people came away going, bring Weili back. Like, we can't believe how this division's look. So yeah, Robertson's stock goes down big time because this fight wasn't competitive at all. Third biggest stock dropper, it's got to be the guy who is on the thumbnail, and that's Orabai. Now, to his credit, I thought he was up 2-1, but like, man, you shouldn't be getting submitted by a 39-year-old. That's not a good look. First stoppage loss for Orabai as well. Minus 1,600 favorite. Adam Martin had a good tweet tonight. I think it's like the 4th biggest upset in UFC history. If you look at like the, I'm going to find the tweet right now. I got to give my buddy Adam some credit. If you look on Tapology, it shows you the biggest upsets. And where's the tweet here? I'll find it. I'm having some issue where my tweets aren't showing up for some reason. I don't know why. Let me just look here. Sorry, guys. I will find this. After all this effort I've done, I've got to find this. Here we go. Sorry for the delay, guys. Jeremiah Wells plus 710 was the biggest underdog to win in the UFC. Was the 4th biggest underdog to win in UFC history behind Shauna Dobson, Matt Serra, and Holly Holm. I know, like, if you want to look all time, Sokoju was like plus 1,600 or something against Little Nog, but it's up there for sure. So yeah, just wanted to add that little bit of context in there. You have to put Orabai as a stock dropper, and yeah, I mean, bad loss. It is a bad loss. Like, you shouldn't be losing fights like this. So he's got to go back to the drawing board here. Tough loss there for Orabai. Okay, I got 2 honorable mentions. One's going to be kind of obvious, and that's Joel Alvarez. Like, what happened to him? This was not a good fight. I was talking to our live chat tonight. This reminded me of Derek Lewis and Ngannou because you thought for sure there was going to be a knockout in this fight, and it was like kind of like a staring match. And Alvarez, minus 365, did not look good. And he's 33 now. He's not getting any younger. It's a big step back for Alvarez. Alvarez would have easily been a regular stock dropper on here. We just had so many other people who didn't perform well. But yeah, back-to-back losses now for Alvarez. I forgot about the Amosov fight, actually. Not looking good here. Because again, a lot of his wins are against older guys or guys that aren't really doing much work. Tough loss there for Alvarez. I think we definitely got to slow the brakes down on him after that performance tonight. Now, here's my other stock dropper, and you're going to disagree with me, and maybe you'll even say, hey, how can you say this and then say another thing? I think Mackenzie Dern stock drop a bit tonight. I'm going to give her an honorable mention. She's not like a full stock drop. Obviously, she won the fight, and she did like win decisively, so I'm not going to deny that. However, I think she could have finished this fight. Am I wrong about this, guys? let me know in the comments. But, and I know, people will say the same thing about Islam. Oh, he could have finished. No, I don't. I think Gary is much better than Jillian Robertson. I do believe that. Like, take Gary the person out of the situation. Gary the fighter has been pretty good overall. Again, his one loss prior to tonight was a very close fight with Shavkat. So I thought Dern, while she did dominate the fight, I don't think she took enough risks. And I think especially when she's so far ahead in a title fight like this, you got to take more risks and try and get the finish. She tried to. There was a tweet up here earlier that showed that, she had a couple good chokes on Robertson. But I don't know. I just felt like there should have been a bit more urgency to finish the fight. And we just didn't. Yeah, here's the Robertson thing. Someone was tweeting out. It's plus 1,200 to pull off the upset. That didn't happen. You can see her face there. But I just felt like Dern, it just looked to me like Dern didn't. I don't know. I think people came away from this fight going, we want to see Weili Zhang come back. That's what I felt like. I think that Dern, like, had she got the finish, I think people are not going to be as upset, but I'm going to just quickly put her as an honorable mention because I just think that people came away not too happy about this fight, even though, like I said, Dern decisively won, if that makes sense. So those are my stock risers, stock droppers. Let me know in the comments your top 3, bottom 3 stock droppers. Would love to hear from you. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, @Lynch on Sports. My name is James Lynch. This is the Stock Report. Talk to you guys soon.